weirdest title ever. Hi everyone, 안녕하세요 여러분. My name is Shandor. Welcome to Cinemarea. This channel is all about South Korean movies, and today I'd like to talk about a movie called The Dude in Me. What? Okay, seriously, I know that I have a nasty mind, but is it just me who happens to think that this title has some weirdly homoerotic overtones to it? God, it's so weird. So I avoided this movie for quite a while because of its title, and I really shouldn't have. This movie is a lot of fun. So instead of being a homoerotic weird picture, this movie is actually a comedy, and it's a lighthearted, fun comedy. The film is about a well-established gangster played by Park Sang-woong and the bullied, overweight high school student played by Jung Jin-young. After they had gotten into an unfortunate accident, the gangster actually wakes up the next day in the hospital in the young guy's body. How, you ask? Well, with a little hint of magic. So he wakes up in the young boy's body and he sees his actual body lying in the hospital in a coma. After that, he not only has to go home with his supposed father, but he realizes that he has to go to high school. And that's where the fun really begins. I have to say that I like this movie a lot. I like this movie very, very much. It's not the kind of comedy that's gonna have you rolling over on the floor with laughter. It's the kind of comedy that puts a huge smile on your face throughout most of its runtime. Thankfully, the comedy in this movie comes from real human situations, and I never really felt like that they were trying to force you to laugh, which is a good thing. Instead, the script creates scenarios, and in that context, the things are happening are funny. And that's great, that's good writing. The acting is also great. Park Sang-woong is very good as this gangster. His old flame, played by Rami Ran, is also absolutely fantastic. She is just a lot of fun in this movie. But the real star of this film for me is definitely Jung Jin-young. He has a lot to do in this film, and he has to show a lot of sides to him. Meaning, he has to play the bullied, insecure high school kid, but he also has to portray someone who is very, very confident, very, very strong, and feels very good about himself. He has to show a lot of different kind of emotions in this film, because the main character goes through a lot in this movie and learns a lot about himself. And he does an excellent job with it. Probably my favorite aspect of this movie is that we get to know the main character while the main character isn't really there. I mean, the main character is there, but he's stuck in this young boy's body. And we get to learn a lot of things about him as the movie goes along. I thought that this was really great and clever because, as it turns out, there's a lot of things that he doesn't even know about himself. So as he is learning about himself, we are also learning about him a lot. And not just about him, about the people who are surrounding him. I also loved most of the characterizations in this movie. Most of the people in this film felt like actual human beings, with flaws, with strengths and weaknesses, and it's great. I love when a movie does that. And of course, since our main character is a gangster, there's also some really cool fight scenes in this movie. They're pretty well shot, they're pretty well choreographed, but they're definitely a lot of fun. One other thing I also loved about this movie was the opening sequence, because we get a sort of visual exposition, meaning there is no dialogue, and yet you're still gonna have a pretty clear idea about who the main character is and what he does. Really clever writing, really clever directing. Shit, I forgot to mention the Korean name of this movie. It is 내 안위 그놈, or 내 안에 그놈. I think that sometimes Korean people tend to change the ui sound to an e sound, so it's easier to pronounce. So 내 안위 그놈, or 내 안에 그놈. If you're a native Korean speaker, please feel free to correct me on this one. As for problems, well, there isn't that much. My main problem probably was that at one point in the movie, the young guy in the gangster's body also wakes up in a hospital, and I really would have loved to see how he deals with it, because I think that also could have been a great source for comedy, but also for conflict. And the movie doesn't really go there. Okay, granted, it probably would have added 30 minutes to the movie's runtime, so I get it. But I still feel like that there's a lot of potential there that wasn't really realized. Also, there are quite a lot of bullies in this movie, and honestly, I'm starting to get sick of these bullies. They have no personality, they're just one-sided, cardboard box people. And yeah, I know that in the context of this movie, this is very, very important, but I have seen so many movies with the same kind of bullies, I'm sick of it. But still, overall, I really, really, really enjoy this movie. Because at the heart of it, this movie is really about love, and family, and people, and resentment, and relationships, and regrets, and bad decisions, and the consequences of these bad decisions, and all this kind of stuff. So this is a comedy that has a big, big heart. and I very much appreciate that. Now, granted, this movie, I don't think is going to be a classic or anything like that. You know, it's not that kind of movie where you're like, oh my god, this is so fucking cool, oh my god, oh my god. It's just a fun 2-hour ride with great acting and real funny situations and very, very likable characters. And I'm going to give this movie 75%. You know what? F it. I'm gonna give this movie 80%. Originally, I wanted to give this one 75%, but if I'm looking at it objectively for what it is, this is a damn good movie. It made me smile quite a lot, and I'm not really a huge fan of comedies, you know, because I don't really think that it's easy to laugh when you're supposed to laugh because the movie wants you to laugh. I don't know about you guys, but most of the time comedies for me are a chore, and this definitely wasn't one. So if you're a fan of comedies, if you like to have a smile on your face for 2 hours, who doesn't like that, right? This movie is for you. Go check this movie out. Just don't think about the title too much, okay? Because, yeah, it's really weird. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Please leave a comment which movie or TV show should I review next. And please don't forget to subscribe because more videos are coming soon. Thank you guys again for watching. See you guys next time. Bye!